protect the rights of every single New Yorker, and that includes the more than 3 million who call the city their home. But we can all stand up to ICE if you know your rights. If you encounter ICE, these are the things that every New Yorker should know. First, ICE cannot enter into private spaces like your home, school, or a private area of your workplace without a judicial warrant signed by a judge. That looks like this. If ICE does not have a judicial warrant signed by a judge, you have the right to say, I do not consent to entry.
Okay, I want you to think about this. He's the incoming, or he's the mayor-elect for New York City. In a government position, he's talking about how he and his community can stand up against ICE. If you missed him saying that, here he is saying it again.
But we can all stand up to ICE.
What I don't understand with Democrat is the fact that they are seeing ICE as the enemy instead. If you do Google search, you can clearly see ICE is to protect Americans from illegal crossings. I believe that is just all. That's the essence this we are fighting for. So this man putting out a video advising people how to evade them, how to do this is something I don't understand. You are standing up to protect New Yorkers, so you can allow foreign enemies to invade New York and harm your citizens, right? That is the logic I'm trying to understand with these kind of videos. This guy had this to say.
If ICE does not have a judicial warrant signed by a judge, you have the right to say, I do not consent to entry.
Okay, I want you to think about this. He's the incoming, or he's the mayor-elect for New York City. In a government position, he's talking about how he and his community can stand up against ICE. If you missed him saying that, here he is saying it again.
But we can all stand up to ICE if you...
Okay, so he's talking about standing up against ICE. Now, here's the purpose of ICE: to protect America from cross-border crime and illegal immigration that threaten national security and public safety. So ICE's job is essentially to protect Americans from people who are coming into our country illegally, from people who might be a threat to our country from different areas of the world. But ICE's job is to make sure people are in this country legally and keep Americans safe. I'm oversimplifying it, but generally speaking, that's what it is. And the incoming mayor of New York City is talking about how to stand up against ICE. Like, just think about that for a second. That is where the modern Democratic Party is. Standing up against the people who protect our country from cross-border crime and illegal immigration. That is where the modern Democratic Party is today. Now, he also talked about the over 3 million immigrants that live in New York City. There's about 500 to 550,000 illegal immigrants in New York City alone. So that's around 16% of the city's foreign-born population, of the immigrants that he's talking about, that 3 million. So let's go back to the beginning of his video.
Last weekend, ICE attempted to raid canal.
They attempted to detain our immigrant neighbors. Notice how he doesn't specify between legal and illegal neighbors. There is a difference, but he doesn't want to specify the difference. And slowly, that just reinforces the idea that they're just attacking your neighbors, that these are just immigrants who came here the right way and were doing the right things, and then here comes ICE trying to take them away. No, that's not what happened. These people are in the country illegally. We have rules. We have laws. These people are not abiding by the laws. And rather than acknowledging that, he chooses to ignore it. And then what they do is they try to demonize ICE for enforcing our immigration laws. It's a problem. So yeah, I just wanted to call that out for what it is. They're playing semantics to paint a different picture from reality.
There is a way Democrats are struggling to portray this whole thing. And they always make sure to have the same note when they're passing out this information. ICE is not going or arresting people who have papers, who have everything. If you have every document, why should you be scared of ICE? You will not be scared, right? ICE is going after people who are committing crime, they don't have papers, who are overstaying. That is just the essence of these people. But they will always create a scenario to make you feel like these people are arresting, they're picking up every kind of person. If you don't commit crimes, you have everything. Why should ICE pick you up?
Zohran Mamdani, New York City's new incoming mayor, the man who ran on affordability for all, tax the rich, the billionaires and the millionaires, they're actually the bad people in the world. Well, guess what? Come day one, he will have an opportunity to give himself a pay raise. Currently, right now, the mayor of New York City makes $259,000 a year. But when Zohran Mamdani comes in day one, he will have an opportunity to sign a bill to give him a little pay raise, making his salary $300,000 a year. Along with his huge salary, he will be living in a 5-bedroom mansion. He will have a private chef, he will have a private driver, and he will have security 24/7. Yes, he's going to be living like a king. Turns out he actually does like money. He will be living like a king in New York City. Meanwhile, the people in New York City, they're going to be shopping at those government-run grocery stores, riding in the free buses with everybody. I can guarantee you Zohran will never step foot in one of those free buses. He's going to be living like a king. Meanwhile, all the people who voted for him, they're going to be the ones suffering in New York City. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
They voted for this. All the politicians surrounding him, they will have an increase. And this has now triggered many people on the street to be worried. They are questioning, like, we should also have a raise. We should also have part of that money because you promise free everything. This is what I observe.
They're already earning enough.
I think everybody should get a pay raise, including me.
We should be thinking first about homelessness.
As long as they do the right thing, they should get some more money.
New Yorkers reacting to the majority of the city council signing on to a bill that would give across-the-board raises not just to themselves, but to district attorneys and every other elected official all the way up to the mayor. City elected officials have not had a raise since 2016. And in the meantime, council member Althea Stevens says she and her colleagues have not been immune from the roughly 35% inflation during that time.
I'm a single mom, I live alone, and so to be able to pay rent, it's really been tough for me to do that.
Hundreds of thousands of employees who work for the city do get regular raises, with a good many who now make more than city council members.
We're out there on holidays, we're out there on weekends. It needs to be.
Yes, there is something you have not seen. A lot of these people are reacting to, I don't know what exactly is even going on. The first promise this man put out, their first priority is to increase their salaries. That was the first thing I saw. They have different reactions to that. I don't know. First, take a look at this video.
He's not in yet, and he's making promises because he's not actually having to govern until January. And I want to be fair with this guy. He ran a masterful campaign from social media. My own social people said he was incredible in figuring out algorithms on every platform. Everything he did, it was really high top quartile engagement, and he won that way. He has a big challenge, though, and you're detailing some of the policy decisions he has to make. This is not a country that he's managing. He's managing a city. Lift into the city, and damn it, I don't want to pay these hotel bills anymore. It's ridiculous.
I believe you've seen. Everybody is now waiting for Freestone. Immediately, they voted for this bill to increase their salaries. Everyone on the street in house saying they should increase theirs also.
Connecting those New Yorkers to housing, whether it's supportive housing, whether it's rental housing, whatever kind of housing it is.
When he took office, Mayor Adams faced an onslaught of high-profile crimes committed by homeless, unstable people.
As someone that clearly they can't take care of their basic needs.
Mamdani believes it's inhumane to end encampments and would use involuntary commitment in the rarest of cases.
If you are not connecting homeless New Yorkers to the housing that they so desperately need, then you cannot deem anything you're doing to be a success.
Dave Giffen runs the Coalition for the Homeless.
The only way we're going to solve this problem is by creating enough permanent housing such that people don't have to live on subway platforms and live on the streets.
You know what is more confusing to me? When these illegals came in, they provided them with shelter immediately. Yeah, do the same thing with these people on the street. I don't know what has been the case. They can do the same thing.
to come at us with facts and truth.
Else who's alive and decides that they want to.
Which is going to force the party to spend millions of dollars.
Of the party.
Over 40, he beat Hillary by 41 points.
Right.
And this ain't got nothing to do with color. This ain't got nothing to do with color. It's either God's side or Satan's side.
He even get an off.
If the Democrats...
Because how many times do somebody asks?
4.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States. If you want to serve in the American...
Give interviews, I don't do that.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States.
Happening at the moment.
Yeah. President Obama.
He's blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC.
I want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before. Does anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one.
Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all like to have a television show.
To spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not
Said that he doesn't.
Dave Chappelle.
Without of interest.
I mentioned last night Trump was bragging about. We're surprised to see Darth Renner.
Between now...
60 minutes for editing.
And just talking to the working class, not worried about the billionaires. They gonna